Yes, guys, how you all doing? Back to talk about Tottenham's victory against Copenhagen, 4 goals to nil. Tottenham's two faces. Unbelievable stuff last night. Finally, Spurs putting in a performance at home, which gave us some entertainment, gave us some goals, gave us some excitement, got the crowd going. Players showed the commitment, desire, powered past Copenhagen. And the fans were enjoying themselves, especially in that second half when we went down to 10 men and Van der Ven scored that outrageous goal running from his own box and having the composure to finish it off as well, powering through that Copenhagen side. Unbelievable scenes. And you know what, guys, as fans, we deserve a performance like that. So actually have some joy watching your side because this season has been a tough watch, isn't it? And not winning at home, and it's been one big struggle. But finally, we see Frank make some tactical changes, and which helped us attack better. We looked a lot better last night. Yes, I know Copenhagen are rubbish, but it was an ideal game for Spurs to gain some confidence, get some goals, um, put in a performance in front of the fans, and let's get into it. So, guys, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new here, much appreciated. And let's get into it. Now, what a turnaround, eh? Look, after that dreadful display against Chelsea, a horrific display, and we were hoping that we would see a reaction starting last night against Copenhagen. Copenhagen were a very, very beatable side, I thought. They're not performing great in their league, not won a game in the Champions League, very vulnerable, don't travel well. And it was just like the ideal opponent for Spurs to face. Spurs had quite a few injuries. Bench was looking very weak, but there was more than enough in that starting lineup to beat Copenhagen. And they did start well. They started with intensity, quick passing. They just looked a complete different side, didn't they, to the one we saw against Chelsea. Copenhagen just stood off us, didn't press us, gave us space. It was just it was so easy, wasn't it, for Spurs to move around the pitch, pass. Doggy helped with that natural width on the left. I think Wilson, Xavi linking well. And look, there's a lot to like about that performance, and especially Xavi, who obviously got the assist for the Johnson goal. He also should have had a couple more assists as well. And Mawani, unfortunately, one header over the bar and then a shot which just went wide on the left. But it was better, wasn't it? Spurs, and I think clearly the midfield kind of were more closer to the attack. Players like Wilson was closer to Xavi, Sarr, Mawani. They're having like little interchanges of play, and Xavi was really enjoying himself last night. And you started to see signs of, this is the player that we brought into the side, and it worked, didn't it? He had the freedom to create, and it didn't always come off. But he played really well, and it was encouraging to see. I thought Mawani, although people were unhappy with the two chances he missed, he clearly got ability. He can hold the ball up, and what a difference it makes when you've got a striker who can actually he can hold the ball down, up, bring it down, link other players. And I think there's a lot more to come from him. And the second half with a fantastic assist, and the way he kind of chased that ball down, took it down from the air, held it up and put it in for Wilson, and Wilson got a goal which was well needed for him. Brendan Johnson's goal in the first half was well taken as well. Copenhagen's goalie is absolutely shocking, and I did read something that their goalie was very poor, and he was at fault for a couple of their goals, I think. But Johnson with a good finish, then Johnson with that dangerous challenge. A bit unfortunate, really, but it is what it is. He gets sent off. We were 2-0 up at that stage. I wasn't too concerned because we were just so dominant. But what happened was Xavi came off, Paulinho came on, and then we just saw like a reaction. Spurs just like went up another level. And Van der Ven with that amazing, amazing goal. I mean, I could not believe it. I was laughing. I could not believe it. Honestly, I was in shock. Took it from his own box, powered through Copenhagen's side, and then had the composure to finish. Unbelievable goal. And I was just laughing to myself. I just couldn't believe it. I just thought, what's going on here? We're down to 10 men, and Spurs just completely outpowered Copenhagen, and they were useless. Let's be honest, absolutely useless. But it was great to see. Really, really enjoyed that goal, and people are saying, given the Pukas Award now, very similar to goal to what Sonny scored against Burnley all those years back. But yeah, I'm so pleased for him after all that debacle, after the Chelsea game where he stormed off down the tunnel, didn't say anything to Frank, decided not to thank the fans. And he put in a good performance today, Van der Ven, and he is a top player, is he, Van der Ven? Not many centre backs can do that. No one can, I don't think. He's got that speed, and he just once he's off, you can't stop him, powering through. It's just unbelievable stuff. And 3-0, the crowd are enjoying themselves. And then what made me laugh as well is the commentators talking about Romero. Romero's up front now. What's he doing there? And then he's running at the Copenhagen defence. Look, he couldn't finish like Van der Ven, but he checked back and he found Paulini at the back post to make it 4-0. And look, we should have scored 5, 6, 7. Richarlison hit the bar. Richarlison missed a penalty, which he should have given to Scarlett to take after he won it. But the whole kind of, the system was different there. If we have a look at the kind of average positions, so much more healthier, I thought. If you look at the just look at it, it's just a lot better. And this kind of formation where Porro went into a kind of a back three. Doggy was literally playing like a left winger. And then you had kind of Odegaard, more kind of like an inside forward, close to Xavi, so they could have those little interchanges of play, which was really fun to watch. Johnson out right wide, and then you had Moani there, who I thought had a really good game. Bantencourt was very good, dominating midfield, and also Sarr had a very good game as well. He's running, he's pressing, he was all over the place, and yeah, it was a lot better to see, wasn't it? It was a lot more balanced. Yes, I know the opposition's terrible, and we do have to consider things like this. Thomas Frank says on that performance today, says, I would say it was a step forward in how we want to play, assists and goals from the offensive players, and also the structure was good today. So really, what we now need to see as Spurs fans is this implemented into the Premier League games at home. Spurs have got to play like this at home. I'm not saying we'll always win, but it'll give us a much better chance to score goals, create things, make the fans happy that actually we're brave. And, I know the Copenhagen was just like the ideal opposition, but it was a good training match, wasn't it, for when we play Manchester United on Saturday. And, and in my video yesterday, I was asking for, Frank to do something different, and he did. He did. He set the team up differently tactically. We're higher up the pitch, as I said there. Porro making a back three at times. Porro with some fantastic crosses yesterday. Can't he cross the ball? Brilliant cross for Richarlison, who was unlucky not to score. And it just worked, didn't it? We were just so dominant, confident. And Copenhagen were, they didn't have an answer to how well we played. They were very poor. But so a win's a win, isn't it? You've got to beat who's in front of you and build. And I want to see Spurs continue to play like this at home with that bravery. So why did it work today? So it's just, Copenhagen, they just couldn't press high. They left us so much room. We had complete control of the midfield. Fullbacks were fantastic, and the confidence kind of grew throughout the game, didn't it? The more the goals started coming, the more confidence came in the side. And then you kind of look at it. Well, what went wrong against Chelsea? It was just complete opposite, and that's why I titled the video Two Faces of Tottenham, because completely chalk and cheese performance, but again, it's completely different opposition. But look, it was just nice to see Spurs win. It was nice to see some goals. It was nice just a general feel good factor, and just in this game isolation, it was enjoyable. Yeah, we've been needing something like this at home because we've been not winning at home most of the season, and it was good to see. Look, the real test is coming against Manchester United on Saturday lunchtime, where it's going to be a completely different game. Man United are not going to give us that space. They're going to have a lot of weapons to hurt us. But if we can go in with that kind of attitude, with that bravery, with how we attack, hopefully Kudus will be back in the side. With Doggy again starting out left. Yeah, I think it's better having a different profile midfielder next to Bentancur or Paulinho. It'll be interesting to see what Frank does. Is he going to be brave and just play maybe Paulinho and Bentancur with Sarr, or he's going to play Bentancur and Paulinho because he's worried about Man United? I don't know. But what I did like was, some improved performances. It was good to see, what Savvy can do. Can he do it against Manchester United? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a completely different test. Wilson, is a lot better. I liked some of his movement and his little link-up play. And Udogie, I thought, played really well. But again, Manchester United is going to be a completely different test. The pressure is going to be on. But I want Spurs to approach these games at home against you know, any opposition. I just want Spurs to attack them, take the game to them. Yeah, we might leave ourselves a little bit open at the back, but you've got to take games. You've got to Spurs. You've got to play. You've got to play the ball. You've got to play. You've got to attack. You've got to kind of be brave and take risks and just go for it. There's no point with this cautious sideways backwards football. It doesn't get you anywhere. And then it just does tell me that we can get more out of these players. Look, again, it's Copenhagen, so I'm not getting too carried away. But these players who we've seen last night, they have got some ability. They can create chances. They can score goals, and they are able to do more than what we're currently seeing so far in the Premier League. So, guys, give us your thoughts. Leave us your comments. Surely you enjoyed this one. Stats wise, it's just fantastic. XG was 3.31. Created 9 big chances, 14 shots. Yeah, worked their keeper. It was, everything was great. Attacking momentum wise, passing. Yeah, it was a great performance. Obviously, again, I was very cautious against very very poor opposition, but for me, it was nice to enjoy a game. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it, and that we hope that these kind of things, what we saw today, are implemented in future home games, and it just gives us more of a chance to win games and not be so defensive and boring at home, which hasn't been working for us, has it? But guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching the video. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you're new here. Much appreciated. We'll be back a bit later on in the week to preview the Man United game. Big game there, isn't it? On Saturday, a game that we cannot afford to lose because, things will soon start turning again if we lose it another game. Look, I don't know how you guys are feeling now. Feeling a little bit more confidence about the side, that we can see that Frank can, adjust tactics and play on the front foot. It does make you feel better, right? You just question why weren't he approaching it like that before? Because the squad is quite threadbare now. So but it is what it is. Hopefully, all you can hope is that small steps forward. It's a long way to go. It's not going to be playing Copenhagen every week, and we're going to have some really tough games coming up. But as I said in my video yesterday, I wanted to see Frank try something different. He did. I wanted players to improve performances. They did. And happy, very happy. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And as always, come on, you Spurs.